guys, Jip here, and welcome back to another Call of Duty Vanguard video. And today we're going to talk about the top 5 things that I believe need to be changed in Vanguard to help make the game better overall and need to be done in more of a timely manner. I've got about 42 hours of in-game playtime already in Vanguard, and I've started noticing some things that stand out to be some of the most irritating things about the game. So I figured I'd go ahead and make a video and talk about what I would like to see regarding this. So number 1 is starting off, especially for those of you who are grinding in DOS House and plan on grinding in Shipment, is the Riot Shield Turtle issue. As of right now, I feel like people are just abusing the shotguns with the Riot Shield, making a lot of game modes or lobbies unplayable. Some of you might be using the strat, some of you might be running into it. But I'm finding myself backing out a lot of lobbies where it seems like there's multiple people on the enemy team running a riot shield on their back with shotguns. Now, I feel as if there is 2 ways we can actually go about solving this issue. First of all, just making it straight up that the riot shield cannot work with overkill, period. You just can't turtle and use that kind of stuff because as with the way spawns are sitting right now, it's just ridiculous. You find yourself just shooting either feet or dying to a lot of shotgun spam. The second thing that might help deter people from using it is if you have the riot shield on your person, you are extremely slow. And I think I want to go with the caveat, lightweight will not affect your speed. Double time, you should be fine. You can sprint a little bit farther. But I feel as if there was actual penalties to running the riot shield on your character, a lot more people would not be doing the turtle strat, which has been annoying in many different Call of Duties, and right now in Vanguard it is probably the most annoying it has ever been. So I want to see that switched out. Hopefully they're going to do something about it, because as right now it's not fun. It really is miserable, especially if you're trying to grind out stuff. People are just running the strats so they don't get shot in the back, which that does go along with the lines of spawns need to be altered. Number 2, player collision. In Vanguard, especially when you're in Assault or Blitz, especially on certain maps, due to the way the spawns are working, player collision is a massive issue. Whether you're getting bumped out of doorways, unable to go around walls that people are mounted on, because especially when you spawn right behind them and go through, or just in general spawns where you have to go through a doorway because you spawn in a small room. Talking to you, DOS House, you literally cannot get out. Player collision is a very bad thing in this game. I think they at least need to just go ahead and make it where either A, you can force your way through regardless if there's a person in front of you, or just allow us to walk through our teammates. I think that would assist with a lot of the chaotic nature and body blocking that's going on, because Vanguard is one of the worst for body blocking. We've experienced it in a lot of other CODs, but in this one, it's painfully obvious. Number 3, spawns. Spawns need a very big overhaul and fast. Now, they put out patch notes for pre-release about a week and a half ago of how they had messed with spawns, tried to improve them. They are still very bad. I'm still spawning in front of a lot of people. I believe some of you have seen that guy's 25-second to 30-second V2 rocket on DOS House where the spawns just refuse to switch. And the problem is you can look at the minimap and see how there's dead zones and there's plenty of places they could spawn them. But I think the way that Vanguard prioritizes spawns is near teammates versus hard-coded spawns on the map, which leads to a lot of spawn killing and bad situations like led to that V2 rocket. So they need to work on more static spawn points around the map. They need to just put in the time and get it figured out. What I used to do back in Black Ops 2 to figure out the spawns was I would maximize as many bots as I could put on a map and then put them on all difficulties and just go overhead in theater and watch down after the match to see how they're spawning in relation to other players and in relation to their teammates and all of that kind of nature, just to learn what was going on. I feel like Sledgehammer needs to do something similar like that and just literally sit back for hours and just watch how it's working. How does equipment affect it? How does players, enemies, plannable riot shields, or not riot shields, the barricades. They need to just look at all the variables and not just tune things here and there and then hope it fixes itself. They need to observe it in that nature where they can spectate and watch it as it's going live. But they need a lot of work. So I don't have a hardcore solution for that, but I've noticed the spawns are issues in all the modes, not just Blitz, not just Assault. All the modes have spawning issues. Number 4, this one is becoming painfully obvious for me in Vanguard, and it's really starting to get brutal. I think Cold War had this issue right off the bat, where you just grinding weapons and grinding and grinding and grinding. And I think that's what's also leading to a lot of people using the STG MP40, the blueprints that are really strong right off the bat, not moving on to anything else. Maybe. I know they're broken, they're two-shot no matter what, but for those people who want to grind out the game, the amount of time it takes to grind some of these weapons is painful, especially if the gun is very far out of the meta. Using the PPSH from 0 to 70 was brutal, and I think it took over 7 hours just to get it maxed out. I wasn't going for camos or anything like that, and that is a pain. I think in Black Ops 3, I could take a gun from 0 to max level and get gold camo on it in approximately 4.5 hours. In this, it feels like without double weapon XP, 7 to 8 hours, and then you can go for the camos if you want to like do one and then the other. And there's still plenty of other challenges. I personally feel right now when it comes to weapon XP, I don't know if they're going by kills or how they're doing it, it needs to be halved. I would be more okay if it takes 3.5 to 4 hours of grinding that weapon to get it to max. I can understand that because I know they want the game to be grinded to keep people playing around. Problem is, you now got competition with Battlefield and Halo. It's not just, you know, Call of Duty up against one game where they usually would win. There's a lot more games coming out now that are drawing people away, Forza, things of that nature. So I think they need to really tune down how much XP it takes to go from 0 to 70. 70 is a lot of levels. That's an insane grind. You need to make the game a little bit more fun and less focused on grind for the sake of grind. You can always have stuff come into play after all, but I think this is also impacting the weapon variety you're seeing, minus, you know, the attachments that are clear as day broken, which leans on to number 5. They need to work on all weapons being viable. Period. Because right now it does feel like this is an AR dominated game at the moment, I guess you would say, but the problem are with these attachments. There's a couple of them that make limbs damage profile like a 2-shot on the MP40. That shouldn't be a thing. And then the STG, it also has the ability to do 2-shot. I can't remember the name of the things that modify it, but like it is legitimately a problem, especially when, like I mentioned earlier, you're trying to grind off meta guns like the AS44 versus anything is already brutal. But then every time you go up against an MP40 or an STG guy, if you're not shooting them in the back and catching them off guard by a large margin, you're dead. They need to go in and start nuking some of these items that are making these guns broken. I think if they have like negative modifiers for limbs, like say you do 0.9 damage for shooting someone in the arm, they need to just make it where if you add that attachment, it just does 1x damage, right? Instead of having negative, it just brings up, makes it flat like it would be in the chest. And I think if they have headshot modifier attachments, it shouldn't take it. I think for the STG, it takes the bullet from what, 28 damage a shot to 78? No. We shouldn't be going that high. I could understand if it was like maybe a 1.1x, but when you're going to the point where it's like you're giving people stopping power or making it where they're killing as fast as in hardcore, that's just making things brutal. And so the weapons really need to be tuned heavy. And I think if there becomes a combination that people find out that is just over the top broken, like the SCG and MP40, and even the Type 100 I think has it as well, where you get like a 3-shot across the map with the Type 100. They just need to disable that thing when they realize it. Don't like wait for the season to end. Don't take all this time. Like if you're like, oh hey, that attachment's causing this gun to be broken, disable it. Don't wait for it to be modified, because it's just getting really painful to verse any other person when it's just all you're seeing in the kill feed is SCG, MP40, SCG, MP40. The game gets extremely repetitive. Like I said, I have 42 hours of in-game playtime. The game has gotten beyond repetitive, especially when you're having to use the bad guns to run specific routes to be able to take them on. So those are my top 5 things right now that I think if they were able to get nailed down and changed within a couple weeks, the game would be entirely more playable. But as of right now, I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit difficult to play Vanguard right now. If someone asked me, would I recommend it? I would say maybe wait for Black Friday to hit. If you're a zombies player, no, wouldn't recommend it. I think there's not a single zombies person who is talking good on this game. If you're zombies, don't stick with Cold War. They've already got it kind of refined over there. If you're getting it for multiplayer and campaign, this is a Black Friday $45 on sale kind of game in its current state. I can see this game being fun and having a lot of potential, but Sledgehammer needs to come in quick to get it to that point. I'm trying to be the optimist for once. On my streams, I'm even trying to shut down other people complaining. I'm trying to shut down my complaining because I've been doing it for so many years. I'm trying to be the optimist for once and looking forward to possibly the COD being great. But as of right now, it's rough. It's in a rough place. But these are my top 5 things. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Maybe list your top 5 things for what need to be changed in Call of Duty Vanguard for it to be more fun for you. Of note, shipment comes out on the 17th, and it's going to go one of 2 ways. It's either going to be brutal, fun chaos that's going to level up everything, or it's going to be a lot of turtling going on with Riot Shield. So we shall see. But if you are new around here, hit the subscribe button. If you enjoy what you see, hit the like button. And I'll see y'all guys later. Peace out.